Jean Lemaire, speaking in 1959, said, "The historical task of this generation is to consolidate the economic foundations of our political independence." You, Taoiseach, and your government politically have betrayed our country. You've let down the founding fathers of your own party. You've let down those who fought to achieve Irish independence. And by your actions, you have now endangered the economies of other European countries. But your biggest failure has been to let down our people. The blatant incompetence of this government has resulted in the Irish people now being paralysed by anxiety and concern and fear about their future, in respect of their business, in respect of their employment, in respect of their families, in respect of their mortgages. All because of the gross incompetence of a government that has ignored every proposal for a constructive future. It is our job as politicians. It is our job as politicians to determine what solutions there are and to make decisions accordingly. This government's gross inability to lead the country has resulted in the most shambolic mismanagement of the people's affairs since the foundation of the state. It's the foundation of the state. The outright dishonesty, Taoiseach, of what happened over the last week, with minister after minister proclaiming that all is rosy in the garden, is a very far remove from the reality on the streets of Ireland. Now, I want to ask you in this House today, I want to ask you if you will make a clear statement, a statement of truth about what has gone on in the last fortnight. You opened the books partially in the Department of Finance, yet no opposition party has had any word from the Department of the Taoiseach about the most potential catastrophic consequences for our country. So I'd like you now to tell the Irish people what has been going on in the past week. Have there been discussions or intentions of discussions about an emergency bailout for this country or other? We know the statements of the ministers when they say we haven't applied for this. Will you now tell the Irish people, truthfully, the extent of the contact, technical, formal and political, with the European institutions in respect of the seriousness of the banking problem that afflicts our economy now?
And Taoiseach.
Can I first of all say I regret very much about the tone and content of what Deputy Kenny's had to say. Secondly, this government has, since this crisis began, taken all necessary steps to secure our economy and to secure the finances of this country and to provide a functioning prospect for recovery, and has been opposed in practically every step of the way by the parties opposite. The purpose of the meeting that's taking place, Minister Brian Lennon is representing Ireland today, is a Eurogroup Finance Ministers meeting. And there was conjecture, there has been rumour and conjecture for some time regarding Ireland's position, which I clarified on a number of occasions over the weekend, as indeed did the Minister. Despite suggestions to the contrary from others, from whatever quarter, some who may not be disinterested, this country has not applied to enter a facility. We made the point, as we've been making it, that we are pre-funded up to mid-2011. There has been, as people also know, a continuing problem in relation to underpinning banking and financial stability within the euro area generally, and the peripheral countries, including Ireland, because of the size of our deficit and other issues, and indeed the banking issues, have had to deal with those situations. And all of the initiatives that we've taken, and all of the policy initiatives we have been taking, have been done with the consent and approval of the European Union institutions. I think that's important to say. Many of the proposals, unfortunately, put forward by the opposition would not have so obtained the approval of the European Union. because clearly the idea of default as being a prospect as to how to deal with this matter is way wide of the mark. The fact that people opposed the National Asset Management Agency, which is the means by which we have segregated assets, and in a very transparent way, using the just dealing with the facts, Deputy, using the Office of the Financial Regulator to outline those distressed assets and the level of loss that was involved in them. And all of that has been done by government has been in its efforts to show that we are doing all we can within our power to deal with the situation that has arisen. And what we are obviously making sure of is working with partners in the European Union as to how to deal with the issue that now affects the euro right across the euro area. It's not simply specific to Ireland, but of course Ireland has its issues which it has been talking about with the European Union institutions on an ongoing basis since this crisis first began. And I think it's only fair to say that what we need to do is to allow those discussions to take place at the Finance Ministers' meeting level. There will be, presumably, a statement will emerge from that, and we'll be in a position to come back to the House after the ECOFIN has met to discuss it further. But I don't think it does any of us, or does the country, any good to suggest that while we have people representing our essential national interests in these sort of situations, that we engage here in a controversy, when in fact what we are all trying to do is make sure that Ireland sees its way to recovery through these difficult periods.
Final supplementary, Deputy Kenny, please.
You have had your opportunity to see that Ireland makes its way through to a prosperous future, and you have failed in that duty. I note the head of the Centre for European Policy Studies this morning said that the September 2008 bank decision, in the way it was constructed, was a decision that has led to the downfall of this country. Now, Taoiseach, you talk about speaking the truth. The Irish people and this House was never given the full truth or the full facts. Indeed, in the past, by the regulator, by the Central Bank, by the Department of Finance, by the Ministers for Finance and by you as Taoiseach, we've never been told the full truth. It is my belief that a bailout is not inevitable in this country. Not inevitable. And that means that if you get a few criteria and fundamentals right, this will not have to happen. And that means that you must restore confidence in other governments, in the markets, and in a situation where the international community actually believe the word of government. Secondly, that there be a parliamentary majority in this House to make the necessary changes with the moral authority and the political credibility to do that. And thirdly, that there be a serious growth plan to demonstrate to others that we are serious about our business and about the future. You have failed, Taoiseach, with your government on all three of these absolute fundamentals. And I want to put it to you now, that when Sean Lemass also said, we cannot opt out of the future. We cannot opt out of the future. This is a democracy and people died on the street for it. It will not be closed down by incompetence. It will not become the laughing stock of Europe. And if you want to do anything now, and do your patriotic duty in the way that Sean Lemass described, you would leave this House and you would let the people decide. Be not deceived, Taoiseach, the people are not mocked. The time has come because you have lost the authority to govern. And if you want to do something in the national interest, if you want to do your national duty, if you want to act as a patriot, let the people decide. Leave this place, go to Áras an Uachtaráin, tender your resignation, and let the people make their decision about the kind of government they want to lead our country into the future.